I got my affirmation card.
Awesome.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I'm Susan, your hostess, and we have a special guest, Tina, with Life in the Piedmont Homestead, Virginia. And today's affirmation: today and every day, I am a hope bringer and a light. I love that.
I like that too.
I thought that was a great affirmation. These are affirmation cards for women that I picked up at a thrift store, y'all, for 50 cents
Awesome.
a while back. We're going to just be chit-chatting today, but we do have a second live coming up after this. It will start at 11:45. So y'all stick around, hop on the second live if you're able to, because we're going to be talking about a new open collaboration, and I'm excited about that. I'm not going to go over the list of people that came through last week because we were on limited time with Miss Tina today, but I am going to read our current members. Lucretia TV, Triple Threat Firearms and Defense, McKay 235, Gail Southern Living, Grow Big TV, Ariel Viking Venturer and Victuals, Team Jesus Minister, Smoky Mountain Blessed, Life in the Piedmont Homestead, P&J's Homestead Adventures, Catadin Mountain Mama Homestead, Jamie's Country Living, Simply Jan Homestead, Storyteller Donnie, Barb's Country Home, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt, The Bud Files, Literature and More with Kathleen, and Blackberry Rock Homestead and Sheila Gage. So thank you all for being members here, and welcome in Christy.
Hey, Christy. Good to see you again. All these names are becoming familiar to me now.
Yeah, Christy is actually a neighbor from another town, and I've actually met her. She's a real sweet lady. Rudy was here at 2:30 a.m.
Morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Jamie. Welcome in. I'm so glad
I was with Jamie on Monday afternoon.
I missed it because I was doing I was trying to do as many of my videos as I could for this week, because I've got a doctor's appointment to go to, and it's just a number of things going on here.
Yeah, I've gotten off my schedule of making my videos ahead of time, and I need to get back to that so I'm not stressed over things.
Hey, Bushcraft family, welcome in.
Family, what's up? Hanging out today here with the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch.
We actually moved.
Hey, Gail, welcome in.
Hey, Gail. We actually moved our turkey poults out to their temporary home. They got to meet all the chickens, the ducks, and the other turkey, and they did really well, even though it was a little chilly last night. My husband put a lot of straw in their pen, so they were warm.
Yeah. I got to go clean mine out. I have 2 chickens that have like a cough.
Oh boy!
But there's nothing like. I was saying yesterday, their combs are healthy. Everything is healthy except for this little cough. So I'm thinking it's allergies. And I've been putting apple cider vinegar in their water.
I was going to suggest some apple cider vinegar, and you might add some oregano to their food.
Yeah.
Oregano's an antibiotic, just in case,
Yeah. I have some doTERRA oregano that I can add.
Hey, Tammy with Mountain.
Hey, Tammy.
I want to call Mountain Mama. She's Mountain Grandma.
Yeah, Tammy, I just rewatched your live from yesterday. I'm sorry I missed it, but I did go back and replay it.
Yeah, we're doing I'm doing a lot of watch hours for people. I'm not telling them that I'm doing them. I'm just running not playlists, but I'm running several videos. It might be some of your lives, but you might start showing up with a few extra hours on a particular day, just because I love everybody and I'm trying to get caught up with all my friends. Dee's Garden Adventures, welcome in.
Hey, Dee, welcome. Good to see you again. Yeah, my hours have gone up.
Yeah,
I'm at 8:07 now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My hours are starting to multiply now, and I'm so thankful for everybody that watches my channel.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, P&J.
Hey, P&J, welcome in. That's P&J Adventures. Homestead Adventures. I want to just say Adventures. We are doing a lot of open collaborations on
I
my,
know.
and I'm having a hard time keeping up, y'all. I had to take a break from some of mine just to get some new ones in.
Yes.
And sometimes you just need a little break, but they're still going. Y'all get on board. You're going to see Nightbot dropping all kinds of um, information for you throughout this live. So grab a pen and paper if you're interested in any of them. Jump on board.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing an open collab too called Grow It, Cook It. And it's
Yeah, I've got that.
basically, yeah. So that will start when I can start harvesting out in my garden, and else, which should be in the next couple of weeks. I'm so excited.
Gail said she can't find Lisa's Corner. There's so many of them.
Oh,
Okay.
I found her, honey.
Okay. We are in garden season here in the South. I started planting, I guess, the beginning of March, and I just got my first 4 packs of seed for the Grow Big 24, and I'm super, super excited to join that collaboration. That video will drop on Saturday. So I'm in 3 different grow.
Oh, you're doing, I'm just going to do the Mammoth Sunflower for Joe. It really is just too much. And I have no problem saying I can't do that. I've learned that lesson. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
so it's going to be in my garden. So I assume that I can just kind of do multiples at once if I have to. Which is what I did with the entry video, is I did the 4 that I received. Still waiting on 2 packs to come in. So I'm hoping they get in here soon. Because I really want to grow those Dr. White's. I like yellow tomatoes. I've grown them in the past.
Okay.
I haven't grown that particular one, but I'm excited about that. So I really want to get that one. And the beets, I think I've already planted some Detroit dark red beets, but I couldn't tell you which tub I planted them in because I planted 2 different varieties. So I'm wanting to get some more of those seeds and do it in another place. Hey, Tuber Chat, that is Mr. Kevin K.
Hey, Kevin. I missed his chat the other night.
I did too, and I had him on my watch later list.
Yeah.
But he's got a 700 something coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey,
and
Heather.
I'm excited about that. Yeah, Heather with Milk and Honey Heritage Farms.
She did a video for Earth Day. I watched that one for her.
Yeah.
She's going to be doing a, what is it? A 1-year anniversary thing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping she got her watch hours in.
Well, if she had,
Gail, you are just awesome there. She joined all 6 of Joe's Grow Big.
Well, I did too, but I haven't received 2 of the packs, so I'm excited about that. And I've been watching some of their videos, and I'm just in awe of some of these people. I'm like, y'all are amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I want to do some of the open collabs that we have, and get on a schedule of making my own videos for my channel too.
Yeah, we've got
kind of fallen away from that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the collaborations, when you do a collaboration, it's for your channel because you grow through that.
Yeah.
You do what you can, and you can only do so much. And I think I counted up. I have 24, 25 open collaborations or collaborations that I'm involved in. And I'm like, whoa, because, normally I only do one at a time. In the past, I've only done one at a time because my brain just can't wrap around all of it.
Right. Heather, so I'm doing Gail's garden tour club. I'm going to do Joe's. Heather has a salad dressing one out. I'm doing mine. I'm doing a collaboration with Tammy of the healthy snack. Then you have, and I haven't really filmed anything, I think 1 or 2 videos for your open about decluttering and the hacks of cleaning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just getting to be a really busy time of year where, I'm sure everybody's there.
Well, I mean, garden season's upon us. Canning season's just around the corner. I'm going to continue to do the collaborations. I may have to cut back a day or two to get in other videos.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be canning. I'm going to be doing different things.
Right.
I have neglected my freezers. I just kind of had to hold off on that, but I'm going to try to get my freezer clean out back in the rotation for this coming Monday.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. Hey, Blue's Self-Reliance, welcome in.
Hey, Blue. I so enjoyed my chat with her, and that one Gail and I did. She has so much information to share. I follow her on Instagram. If you don't follow her, go follow her. She has been making cheese and just doing some really great things and dehydrating milk and just testing stuff. And I'm loving that.
Yeah, absolutely. I like, there's another channel, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. Black's Tropical Homestead. They make their own ginger ale and all kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super active channel. They started out with us and they have just blossomed.
That's awesome.
I think a lot of times it has to do with their personalities, because they got great personalities, and I'm kind of like a stick in the mud. I'm plain Jane. I don't try to exaggerate things and do all that. So I'm just here doing what I do every day. And if you like it, you like it. You don't, you just roll on out the door.
Right.
Go to somebody else's channel. I support all the channels. So I think it's wonderful when they grow. And we've got a lot of channels that are falling behind, and we need to make sure we're picking them back up and helping them get those numbers up.
Yeah. Yeah.
6 Acres Farm is one of them. Miss Linda.
I have her written down for a reason today. I'm going to give her a shout out today on my live.
Awesome.
I went up and friended her and watched her videos, and I don't want to say too much to anybody here, but I love what they do over there. I support that 100%.
And I've extended an invitation to her. I don't know if she checks her email only once a week or what, but I've extended an invitation, and I hope she takes me up on it to be on one of my lives, because I do want to boost her numbers and help her channel grow. Yeah. And she's a great lady. She's actually got 2 channels. She does one that is just more arts and crafts. And then she has her farm channel, which they do a lot of farming and restoring an old house and all kinds of wonderful stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm thankful. I've learned that sometimes YouTube takes away subscribers, but then puts them back in after a week or so. I think it's a validation thing that they do. Did this person even watch, or you know what I mean? Like, did they watch anything? So I'm happy. I'm about at 780 right now. So I'm getting closer to that 1,000 subs, and I'm happy about that.
I'm super excited for you. I can't wait for you to get to that 1K. That was an exciting time for me when I hit 1K. And I think everybody that goes through this learning curve period of time is excited when they finally break that number.
So Dee's Garden Adventures just said that she has 683 subs in less than 500 hours.
Yeah. So Dee, I'm going to put a star by your name. I'm going to get you on that. Watch.
If you want to switch playlist, I'd be happy to switch with you, because I'm at the same boat. So
I'm going to put some of your videos on my watch list, because I go through several channels every day, and I don't leave comments on some of them. So just be aware that.
Yeah, neither do I.
I have one playlist for my live, and then I have another playlist where I just watch or run the list. So you'll actually be on both of those this week.
Right. Like if I'm on my laptop, then I'll say good morning or hello. But if I'm running something on my televisions, I'm not commenting, but I'll let it play. So
hey, Nancy, welcome in.
You're welcome, Dee's Garden Adventure.
Yep, Dee's.
Yep, me too, Gail. Because I'm busy on my laptop doing things and stuff like that. So
yeah, I've actually taken my broken cell phone and I'm running right now. I've got videos running.
Nice.
Yeah, because I want to try to help especially the ones that are coming to my channel on a regular basis, I try to help them out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and when you get bigger, as your channel grows, you'll get people that will just show up out of the blue that you hadn't seen for months, and they'll drop a comment or two. That's kind of just to let you know, hey, I still remember you, but I need some help over here. So could you come give me some watch time?
Yeah.
And so we kind of do that back and forth at the small YouTube community. We do that back and forth. So it's a way to grow your channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to support others along the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you get connected, it's really nice. Heather, if you're still in the chat, could you tell me if you're still doing the hot and cold drinks?
I hope she is, because I've got all kinds of recipes.
I saw that come through and I didn't know she was still doing it. I thought.
Speaking of hot and cold drinks, I'm drinking a herbal tea. This is called Balance, and it's got blackberry, cinnamon, and something else in it. I can't remember what else was in it, but it's for diabetes, to help lower your sugar levels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's good hot or cold, and it's starting to get cold on me.
That's when it sounds good. It sounds very
it's
good.
Tasty. I add a little bit of honey. It really don't need it, but I like the honey, so I add a little bit of honey to it.
I'm looking forward to. Okay, yes, she's still doing it. Thank you, Heather. That was another one I wanted to do, but I have to write. Now that I have my notebook, I'm writing it all down. So hopefully I don't forget any of the open collab.
Yeah, I didn't bring my list over here, but I think there's like 24 or 25. One of them I'm not in it. It was the IBG or something like that.
Yes.
I couldn't.
Is that an open collab?
I think that was a closed one. I'm not sure, but I didn't get on board because I've got so many other ones going on, and I'm like, I'm trying to support everybody, but it's kind of hard when you get overwhelmed with open collaborations. And I actually started 3 open collaborations in January that will go through December the 30th.
I know.
And I said, I will never do this again. It's a lot. And well, the reason I did it is because I need the motivation to get things done. And this kind of holds that bar up, and I have to do it,
Yeah.
So if I'm doing it on camera and I'm doing it publicly, then I have to keep doing it. So that was part of the motivation behind those.
Well, hey, it helped me, but I just never filmed anything.
Right.
There was, I did a lot of down deep in my freezer. I had like green beans I never had eaten. And to me, 2 years in the freezer is enough. So my chickens have really enjoyed those green beans for snacks.
Yeah, I've got some canned green beans that we canned in 2021 from Mr. Williams Green Beans. And some of them were tough. And my husband's like, I don't want to eat them. They're good if I throw them into a soup because they soften up more. But he says, you really need to clean those jars out because you're going to be canning this year. I've got a back porch full of jars, y'all. But I always need more by the time the season's over with. And my pantry's starting to get a little sparse because I haven't been canning. So I need to get back into the swing of, daily getting something out of that freezer and getting it canned up.
And that's what I need to do. I came across some tomatillos that I need to can up. I have tallow that I need to can up. I have a lot of beef stew meat that I need to can up just to have canned and out of the freezer.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have some canned meat on the shelf, on those days and you don't feel like cooking. The green beans are a great snack. Tammy's. I have tried those before. They are good. I just dehydrated some onions that I got. I got them at a discount thrift store.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were kind of on the, I didn't know how old they were. So I said, well, I'm going to dehydrate these. And I got at least a quart out of 2 bags. So that's really good.
Last year, I bought a whole bunch of onions up at one of the Amish farms I go to. And so I have onions. I dehydrated them, put them in Mylar bags for a whole year.
Right.
So that's been a great thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to utilize my dehydrator a lot more. I say that every year, but I really do. I want to start dehydrating more meals and jarring them up because I can do that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you
So,
can actually run your dehydrator all year long because you got vegetables coming in out of the garden that you're not going to be able to get in the freezer or into a jar.
right.
So why not dehydrate it and have it for emergency situations that build up emergency foods or
Right.
soups, something that you can just add boiling hot water to and to reconstitute it and make a
Right.
soup out of it.
Yeah, it's just awesome. Christy, I love canned meat. Canned chicken, I think, is the best thing I ever did.
Yeah, it's good. I like the canned chicken. I mean, I call it ugly chicken because a lot of times I'll
Right.
raw, but
Oh,
I've canned it turkey. I've actually cooked the turkey and canned it, and it just shreds. It comes.
yeah, that's how the chicken is. It is perfect for tacos, burritos. I do chicken croquettes with it. It's just perfect.
Yeah, you can do hamburger helpers with it. I mean, you
Yeah,
just any number of things, and
yeah,
so you can make spaghetti with it. I
you
mean,
can. You
change
can.
the meat out. My
And I,
sister, my sister used to make a ham spaghetti.
oh,
She would put ham in her spaghetti instead of putting ground beef in there, and it was so good. It was different.
interesting.
So, when you get bored with the same old, try
Yeah, to
something
change it up,
different.
right? Yeah, exactly.
Same recipe, just a different meat, or
That's right. I'm actually doing, I think, pasta tonight, but I'm going to use ground turkey instead of like ground beef.
I pulled out ham left over from Easter. I have some canned sweet potatoes I pulled out and some purple whole peas. That's going to be our supper tonight because I
Sounds
love
good.
ham and sweet potatoes together.
What recipe do you want, honey, Gail? Text me. I got to tell you, yeah, I love I'm sorry that so every, every winter going into spring, I guess, one of the Amish stores that I go up to in Lancaster, they have a big meat sale and you can get cases of chicken. And I had some boneless, skinless chicken breast. It was like $40 for a case.
Wow, that's
And
good.
yeah, and you got like, it was basically it ended up being $1 something a pound.
Right.
And now I took the majority of it and I canned all of it. I didn't like the texture of it when I just cooked it myself. I didn't like the texture. There was something off about it that I didn't like. But when I canned it, it just made it more tender. And so it's good.
Nancy said ground turkey is a great substitute for any beef recipes. It absolutely is.
It
And
is. It is.
you can substitute it for chicken and
I
a
used
number
to,
of other recipes.
yeah, I used to eat ground turkey all the time. And then I got away from it. And I'm just finding now, like, I'll still eat beef and I don't have a problem with beef at all, but I'm just going to start using less of it.
Right.
And just
Well, right now it's the only cheap meat we have in Tennessee, and it's $4.50 a pound.
yeah.
So
It's only going to get more expensive, friends. I'm sorry to tell you.
it is, and
Groceries seem like every time I go to the store, prices have increased 5 cents, 2 cents. It doesn't matter. It's just going up.
that's why we started looking at the discount grocers in our area, and we finally found one that we really like. But the thrift store is Rifa that we go to. It's in Jackson, Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
and they have, I don't know if people are donating boxes of food or they're getting it from grocery stores. They do have a soup kitchen that they feed the homeless out of.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably take what they need for the soup kitchen for the week, and then the rest of it goes into the thrift store to raise money so that they can bring in other stuff for the homeless.
Got ya.
So most of their canned goods are 49 cents a can, which, they raised it up. It was at one point 29 cents a can.
Yeah.
So they've gone up 20 cents on it. But you go to the store just to get one can of pineapple or a can of tomato sauce is $1.25 here. I mean, this used to
That's a
be
good price.
four for a dollar. You know what I'm saying? Um,
I do. I remember those days.
yeah, pineapple was always a little more expensive
Yeah.
because it's one of those tropical fruits. But
Yeah.
um,
And blue, it is a good price. And I kicked myself for not ordering again. I plan on going back up Friday. And I'm going to stop in the store and see if they're going to be doing and see if they have any extra leftover. Maybe they have a leftover case I can grab. Who knows? Pickup was in March, but you had to order by a certain date.
yeah,
Maybe I'll get lucky. I don't know.
find you a good meat source outside of the grocery store if you can. Organic
Yeah.
meat is the way to go. Seriously, I will not buy boneless anything right now in the store.
Buy what?
Boneless anything,
Oh,
any type
okay.
of meat, because they're putting out that synthetic meats that they're making in a
They
lab,
are. They are.
and they're lying on the labels. One lady was on Instagram, and she showed the tag on a pack of chicken, and it said 4 pounds and some odd number, and then she would put it on the scale. It was 2 pounds, but they were charging her for 4 pounds of meat.
Oh my.
So you got to watch everything.
Everything.
Unfortunately, everything
Yeah.
has to be watched. But if you go to a local rancher that butchers their own meat and packs it and sells it, you're going to get a better deal and you're going to get a better quality meat.
Yeah. But
Um,
even the prices for farmers, because I'm surrounded by a lot of farms as well, and I have local access to local farm meat, grass fed, but grain finish,
right.
which is fine. But I'm thinking that maybe I need to cut off of that because of the grain in it. I think is causing me some more inflammation that I don't need. Anyhow, yes, we'll get to that in a second, Blue. I agree with you. I forgot what I was saying.
Blue, yes, it was Walmart over here in the U.S. And I don't know what area because I don't know where they were from, but she was actually showing where they had doubled the weight. And
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Oh,
Dee's Garden said they have a class action lawsuit this year for false weight on products. Well, that's a good thing. You know, we still have people out there watching.
you know what bothers me so much as a small business owner and having to weigh everything out and having to be watched by the Department of Ag. They come in once a year, they do an inspection, and you have to show them how you weigh and tear things out. And if my scale, thankfully, doesn't have to be calibrated, but meat and stuff has to be calibrated. They should be weighing it on a calibrated scale. And I bet you they don't get the inspections like the smaller businesses do. And that is what bothers me the most. It's because smaller businesses are held to a higher accountability than the corporation foods are. But I remembered what I was saying about the small farmer. My friend where I get my beef from, the processing fees for these farmers have gone up so much that now they have to turn around and the cost of meat is getting high because processing fees are getting higher for them to our farmers need to make a profit, right? So just keep that in mind when you go to a farm and get meat. If they send their animals out to be processed somewhere, the fees are going up.
Yeah. Now I know the one that we get it from, they do send it somewhere else to process it, but they're keeping the prices low.
Yeah.
Lower than what is on the shelf in the grocery stores, which is great. But still, there are some things that they carry that I can't afford to buy. $15 a pound, I can't afford that.
I know. It's expensive.
You know, they started selling the bacon ends, and I bought a pack of it, and I told my husband, I said, bacon ends, I'm expecting little pieces. These were strips of bacon. There's no little pieces in there. And I said,
I'm thinking at the end too.
I'm going to be buying more of that because there's no nitrates in it. You know what I'm saying?
I do. I do.
And I'm going to be buying more of that and using it as bacon. And, not just putting it in my beans, but I'm going to be frying it up for bacon.
Yeah. It is, Blue. It is terrible. We call it shrinkflation because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Everything's smaller and costing more.
Yeah, they did that in the 70s. They did it again in the 90s. Now they're doing it again now.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when a gallon of ice cream was actually a gallon. You know what I'm saying?
I do. That's what Blue was saying over there. It was, where is her comment out that she had made the comment about 600 milliliters is now 500 milliliters for
Right.
like a pint,
Yeah. It's kind of
but
like when they changed the size of clothing, a few years ago, they changed all the sizes of clothing. And I went to buy clothes and nothing fit right. And I was like, what in the world have they done? I know I
they
hadn't.
do because they do change the size because even the sizes just like from growing up and as a teenager over that time they shrunk the sizes. And I think like in my area where I had lived, it was for a specific culture as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And
not
there is
everybody's a size 0, and 0 really isn't a size, just so you know.
no. I had a niece that was a size 0, believe it or not.
No.
And I've always been heavy set, heavy boned. Uh, Heather said that her Walmart is smaller and there's always empty spots. Well, there is a supply chain breakdown somewhere along the way. Even with the medications, I'm having a hard time getting my diabetic medications. They're messing with everything, folks, everything. So build up your stocks when you can, and put aside a certain amount of money each week and get your prepped items, food, whatever it is that you need. Make you a list out and go down the list. This week I'm buying this. This week I'm buying that. Next week I'll buy a case of this, or a 6-pack of that, and build your stock up that way. But I always tell everybody, read those labels because they are also putting ingredients in there that we don't need in our food. There's actually some watch groups that are have online petitions that you can sign to try to stop all this. We need it stopped in every state.
It is amazing how we allow all those horrible things in our food compared to other countries, right? I guess I just don't understand that. And the sad thing is I don't think it used to be like that. I think it's gotten worse over time.
Yeah. Well, it has been going on probably longer than we have. We just didn't know it.
Because I don't think it was affecting us the way that it is now affecting people's health. Right? It has that long-term effect.
Right. Well, see, I remember when I was a kid, they had ices in the freezer. You could buy this mix and it would freeze and make an icy. And I asked my dad, I said, is this healthy for me? He says, I don't know anything about it. And it said it contained real fruit juice. But within about a month, it was off the market. No explanation, no nothing. So I'm assuming that there was something in there that was not kosher to the FDA back then.
Right.
But the FDA has allowed a lot of stuff to infiltrate our foods. I am totally against buying boxed meals in the store. Make your own boxed meal at home. So much cheaper, and you know exactly what you're eating.
Yeah.
Hey, AR Patriot, Mr. Elliott, welcome in.
Hey, AR Patriot.
He's been a great supporter of my channel.
Yeah. Haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's been in and out here recently, but he does a lot of things on the military type things.
Yes, I've been over to his channel. Yes. Yep.
So he can teach you a lot of things about things that with weapons and stuff that I had never heard of or know about. A very intelligent person.
I have my husband to teach me all that.
Yeah.
My husband is truly he'll say no, but he truly is a historian. He learns and teaches himself about history. He has been studying World War II. I will tell you, all my 6 feet tables that I own have been taken by him and put in the basement because he has built a game around a certain section of the war called Market Garden. And whenever we can, yes, that's his thing. So that's okay.
We need to be doing more bug out scenario things in our own homes. I talked about this a little bit on Bushcraft's P.O.B. challenge, where every family member has to come up with a plan.
Yeah.
And then you have it written down and you have something you can fall back on. And you can share it with the other members and y'all can twerk it and get it to where you want it to be. But we need to know all of those. If you're in an earthquake zone, what would you do in an earthquake? What would you do if you live in a hurricane zone? What if a tornado came through? Those kind of scenarios. Welcome in, Rudy. I'm glad you're awake.
To Gail, not Gail, who just asked that? Jamie, yes. You can use a mesh hanging bag in the wind. It may take longer to dehydrate, but that's how I started dehydrating. I would put things out on my deck when the wind comes. It took about 3 days to dehydrate tomatoes, but it worked. And yes, I am prepared. If I need to can, I am able to can if there is no power.
Right. So. I bought one of those tiered mesh bags that you hang in a child's room for toys.
Yes.
And you can actually take a handkerchief or a cloth napkin and pin it to the front to cover it. And you can set it out in your back porch and let it air dry out there.
Yeah.
Because it's got air flow through it.
So there are ways to do things. And I encourage anybody just to go research and see what you find, because it is interesting. And I think I've even talked about it on my live with Gail, when Gail and I do our live, which is later today, that I've been purchasing more things that you don't use electricity for. I go old school, do manual. I mean, it's a new skill. Why not learn it the old way, right?
Right.
So I don't need a mixer to mix bread. I know how to do that by hand. Is it going to take me a little longer? Probably, but you know what? That's okay.
I kind of like messing with the dough, though.
Right. I do too.
I like getting my hand. It's like being a kid again, playing with the Play-Doh.
Right. Right. So,
and I am all about scratch cooking. I do a lot of scratch cooking on my channel, and Tina does too. If you don't have those skills, you need to learn those skills, because we have literally generations that have grown up on boxed meals and fast food in this country, and it's shameful.
Yeah. I always like to tell the story. When I opened my brick and mortar, I had a young lady come in and she asked me literally, because she wanted to buy something. So I'm like, yeah, you can buy it and then you can freeze it. And she goes, I don't know how to freeze. How do you freeze it? And I had to explain to her. She was probably in her early 20s and she didn't know how to wrap it up and freeze it. And I think how sad is it that generation, there's probably more of her out there that don't know how to do that simple task of freezing something.
Yeah.
Or to sew a button, Remember the days where you had to take home economics in school and you learned how to cook, and then we went over to wood shop and metal class and we learned how to, weld things together. And we learned all that stuff. Yeah. And it's not there anymore. It's just not in our schools like that anymore.
There are people that don't know that you can drink tap water.
I'm a hose drinker.
Yeah, me too. I grew up drinking out of the hose, and I drank out of straight out of the well.
I still drink out of the hose when I'm outside and working, and I have my right there well water.
Welcome in, Mark, with Corner Clubhouse Cobalt and Scratch and Pete. Thank you for coming in. I grew up drinking out of the hose, but when I went to Mississippi to my grandparents' house, they were on well water. We would go out there and dip the bucket in the well, bring it up, and go up the house, and the dipper was hung on a nail, and everybody drank out of the same dipper. Oh my God, germs everywhere, y'all. But we didn't get sick. Or if we did, we all got it and we were over it. You know what I'm saying?
I do. It's funny.
We have germ phobias today. people that are literally afraid of germs. And,
Germs are good for you, though.
yeah,
It builds your immune system up.
Yeah, some germs are good for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to be exposed to that. That's why going outside and walking barefoot and getting all those microbials touching your skin is good for you.
It is good for you. It is very good. Heather, I encourage you to do a video hand washing. If you have a washboard, go do it.
Yeah.
I want to see you, Heather, do that.
Yeah. I got rid of all my plastic cutting boards. Plastic is leaching into everything that we eat. And every time you slice something on a plastic cutting board, you're putting plastic particles into your food. I was reading an article where it was talking about the plastic bags are causing cancer and all kinds of things.
Well,
and I'm like, plastic is everywhere in your home. How are we going to get past all
so
that?
I literally, when I wasn't right away, but through the battle of my Lyme disease and the Bartonella, the co-infection that I got, my doctor told me to dispose of all plastic. So I literally had to go through my kitchen and I dumped all the plastic, things that you would put food in, right? And freeze or whatever it was. And I went out and bought all glass things and different cast iron skillets. And I had to get rid of all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One of the
makes me so upset is that, and I expressed this the other day, we get charged 5 cents a bag now at the store if you use a plastic bag.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute, there's plastic all over the place. Why am I being charged 5 cents for a bag if we're still using plastic in places?
Yeah. We grew up in the age where you used paper bags. And I remember when they decided to do away with the paper bags because it was killing too many trees.
We just said that the other day on Jamie, didn't we?
Yeah,
We just talked about this.
I didn't watch that one, but I'm telling you.
I kid you not. I said the exact same thing, Susan. Then we were like, oh no, we got to save the trees. Let's use plastic. It's better.
Right. So, better is not always better. We need to go back to the paper bags. I'm sorry.
I think it's funny.
I still say paper bags because when I take one of my home chickens out of freezer camp, I take it outside and I put it in the bag and I light the bag up because that burns all those pin feathers off.
Yeah.
And I've said this before on my lives, but our post lady was coming by one day and I'm out there with a piece of foil on the ground, because I don't want it touching the ground. And I'm lighting this thing on fire. And she said, I thought you were doing voodoo or witchcraft or something out there. No, I'm getting pin feathers off a chicken. Tina went down. I hope she comes back. But there are so many things out there that is just craziness. Hey, Marketplace Boutique, welcome in.
Sorry.
That's all right. My phone does that.
That was my son's dog. Could you hear him running around here?
Yeah, a little bit. We've got farmers out in the field. My dogs will probably go off at any moment. They came in last night, and I mean, it was nothing but bark nonstop. They just go crazy. Anybody on the street that's not supposed to be there, and they just go bonkers. Right now, they're being good, though.
Yeah. How's your garden coming along, Susan?
Well, it's good. Everything is growing that we've planted.
Good.
We've planted everything in buckets so far. The straw bales are marinating in all that manure and fertilizer. Probably in the next week or two, I would say I'm going to start seeing mushrooms on the top and I can plant.
Oh, good.
Mushrooms because that means it's saturated through. It's already got some grass growing in it. We use straw bales, but still you're going to get some seeds in there.
Sure.
We have not done the in-ground planting because we haven't got the area tilled. Our tiller went down shortly after we purchased it. We've been fighting with Lowe's trying to get it to get them to fix or tell us where we could go get it fixed because it was under warranty. Well, our warranty is running out at the end of this month or the end of next month. And they keep telling us we have to deal with the manufacturer. Well, the manufacturer won't even answer our emails, or they keep telling us there's nothing else they can do. And I'm like, well, you have the warranty. Why can't you send us somewhere to get it fixed?
Right. Or just replace it.
And we tried that too. We offered to bring it back to Lowe's. They could give us, one that they already had put together that was a display. We could do that as a trade-off. They won't do that. They won't do anything. No, it wasn't Lowe's. It was Home Depot.
Home Depot.
So,
gotcha.
My husband told Home Depot he will not purchase from them again.
Oh, wow.
Because he is so upset. Because we spent $700 or $800.
That doesn't sound like Home Depot. That's strange. That really doesn't sound like them.
But that was the way that they're treating us. And he was like, I'm not going back there. I'll go to Lowe's any day before I go there.
Yeah.
Hey, Andy's Journeys, welcome in.
Hey, Andy. Jamie, I'll watch your video later. She has a video out of a garden tour club.
Dee wants to know, is there any trick to growing nasturtiums? I've got nasturtiums planted and they're not doing anything either. So I don't know.
You're supposed to, I heard with nasturtiums, you're supposed to cold stratify them. Is that the right term?
Yeah, well, they're cold stratified because they've been out in the cold. But I put all my seeds in the freezer anyway, so everything is cold stratified before it goes
mine too. And then before I plant my seeds, I'd like to pull them out a good week or so prior.
Yeah.
My nasturtiums have not come up either. So maybe it will be one of those really late blooms. I don't really know. But what came up, which I'm really surprised about, are my zinnias. I have so many zinnia plants now that have germinated. I can't get over it. So
yeah. I planted calendula. I got a pack of calendula in from Azure Standard. Most seeds were up in 2 days. I was like, whoa. I had bugs out there, and I forgot it in my video.
Yeah.
I forgot to show that. But I've got all kinds of plants from my garden, and we're just, right now we're in limbo trying to get things where we can.
Right.
My husband's still working on getting the fence up and doing some other things.
Yeah. Yeah. I finished putting up my, what is it? Landscape fabric.
Yeah.
Which I don't like. I purchased it. I don't like it. I thought it was the heavier dutier kind. So I'm going to, I don't know. I mean, where I put it, it's going to be raised beds there. So I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's what we've got underneath ours is we got the cheaper landscape fabric underneath the hay bales and our planters and stuff. But I'm with you. I don't like it. We ordered a really good brand.
Yeah. Like the heavier it's not plastic, but it feels that way. It's like really heavy duty. They sell it at the nurseries up in Lancaster by the yard. So you can get as much or as little as you need. So
we've actually purchased the one that you have the soaker hose and all that. That was going to be a video that we haven't got to yet because we haven't got the tilling done.
Right. Right.
But once that is in place, we really won't have to do anything. We can roll it up in the winter months, put it back down.
Oh, good.
If we want to, or we can just leave them down.
Yeah.
But I can't do the weeding out there and the hoeing like I used to. I'm not young anymore.
I know.
I keep telling myself you're not young anymore.
Right. And it takes a lot to go out there, especially when it's hot in summer. It takes a lot out of you.
Right. It really does. And I'm like, especially with all these autoimmune things, I don't do heat well. I don't do cold well. That's why I don't do a lot of outdoor videos. I get questions, why aren't you outside more? And I'm like, well, I have health issues and I can't do it.
And it does. It affects us in different ways, especially as we get a little older.
Yeah.
Not that old.
And my birthday is Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, my husband's birthday is Sunday. And
happy birthday.
Thank you. we didn't do anything on YouTube this year for our birthday either. Last year we did a giveaway together,
Nice.
but I didn't do it this year because I don't have anything ready
Right.
to, to give away. So I've got little things, but I don't have any big items. And we did a big item, a bigger item last year. But thank you very much for the birthday wishes. The paper towel method would be the way I would go, in the little Ziploc baggie and let it marinate for a couple of days, check it and see if it's
so I'm at the point right now, I have a lot of seeds that I did the paper towel method with. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything out of them, to be honest with you. A lot of them, I did my peppers, and it's peppers. I'm not, as I've mentioned in the past, they're peppers seeds that I purchased my first time purchasing them from a very well-known place. And I can tell you right now, I do not believe I will order from them again.
Right.
And I'm pretty disappointed in that. I'll go down to my Dollar Tree. I kid you not, for $1.25. I will go get those, because you know what? Those have germinated. The American Seed Company, those have germinated.
Yeah.
Hey, Alfonso.
Alfonso's in the house. M&T Living and Cooking's in the house. Welcome in. Welcome in.
You too, Alfonso. I was going to email you some information for a logo. I haven't done that, so I do apologize.
Okay, nasturtiums usually germinate within 7 to 14 days.
Yeah.
And they should be planted a half inch deep, 10 to 12 inches apart. Of course, I just throw all the seeds in a pot and let them do whatever they're going to do. I don't pay attention to none of
Sometimes
this.
that works the best.
Yeah, so if they haven't germinated by 14 days, I would say they were bad seed and go buy you another pack somewhere else.
Scratch it up.
And I don't know if they're the ones. There's some seeds that you can nick the little pointed end off of that will help them to germinate. I don't know if that's one of them.
I don't know.
I don't remember what the seed looked like. So I'm hopeful. I've got one bluebell out of 4 packs of bluebell seed I had.
Yeah, I have. I don't know what I have out there. There's a bunch of pepper plants that I did in the Ziploc bag, and some flowers, and I don't know. I just threw stuff in a Ziploc bag because I didn't throw it in there. I'm joking you. I'm testing to see if I can get anything out of these seeds.
Right.
That's, you spend money on seeds. I'm not asking for perfection, but you better have some germination if you planted a whole entire pack of seeds and has spent $2 and something, right?
Yeah. They don't give you any warranties on them though.
No, I know, but.
And I found that I
Gail Southern Living, read her comment.
Soak the seeds. Well, she did soak the seeds.
I've done everything, and they're duds.
Now, okra seeds, I always soak them overnight in a bowl of water. I've always planted my okra seeds like that. Some seeds are harder to germinate.
Mm-hmm.
But when you soak them, that softens that outer shell up and it helps them to germinate.
I'm all about trying from different seed companies to help support different people. But when your first time ordering and you just have a bad experience, you're kind of like, your chances of going back are slim, right?
Yeah. Nasturtiums from my gardener didn't come up, but Gail's going to try nasturtiums from Mary's Heirloom Seeds now. There's a lot of channels out there. Mary's Heirloom Seeds is a channel on YouTube. Her seeds are reasonably priced. And, a lot of people like her seeds because they germinate. There's a lot of channels out there that you can buy seed from. So you might want to look for an alternative to the industrial companies that sell seeds.
Right.
And I usually
I'm just not stressing over it now. When I go back up Friday, we'll go to one of the big, huge farmers market out there, and I'll buy a bunch of starts. I've already purchased some. They're about $1.25, and I get 6 in a pack. So,
Yeah, I'll go buy the cheap seeds. I'll go to Dollar Tree or Family Dollar
Right.
and buy the
Wow.
25-cent packs, 50-cent packs.
Just like
And they're just the year before seeds. That's all they are. They're last year's seeds that were left over. And so
yeah,
they just repackage them, and I have had no problem with those. But I have had bukus of problems with some of these big company seed companies seeds.
yeah. Like I won't ever order from Baker Creek again. I
I had
I
some
won't.
bad luck with Baker Creek too. Uh, a couple of years ago, none of their seeds germinated.
Yeah,
And
I've
we were
stopped. I think they're really overpriced on their seeds. That's my opinion.
well, they were like $4.99
Yeah,
a pack,
yeah.
and
And
they didn't
I won't
germinate.
do that. I know, Gail, me too. That's what we're talking about. Um,
Yeah, those Dollar Tree seeds will germinate every time. So
mhm.
will, like Family Dollar or the Walmart has 50-cent packs of seeds. You have to look for them.
I saw those. I picked up a couple of those.
And those are heirloom seeds. So you
I
read
got
the
some
package.
nasturtiums from them.
Yeah. Read the
No,
packages.
did I?
I don't know if they had nasturtiums this year or not.
I had aster. Is it aster? I
Yeah, I
picked
think
up.
they had.
I don't think those germinated for me. And I did get pinto beans.
We got 4 minutes left for your hour because
Oh,
you said you needed to go in an hour.
yeah.
Um,
It's okay.
I'm gonna let you talk. Um,
No, I like us talking.
yeah, old lady Luck, welcome in.
Hey, old lady Luck. That's a new name for me.
She's one of those scratcher channels, I think, or goes to the casinos. She's pretty neat. Um, tell me a little bit about your garden.
Yeah, so I've extended it this year. It's now 20 by 20. I grow in either raised beds or grow bags, the fabric bags, I call them. I prefer 10-gallon bags. I do have 5-gallon and I will use those. I'm not going to not use them, but I think those are 5-gallon are perfect for lettuce and radishes, something that doesn't have a real deep root. But if you want to do tomatoes, peppers, I suggest a 10-gallon bag to 15-gallon bag. Let's see. Right now I have growing lettuce, radishes, my onions. I overwintered my onions this year for the first time. I don't know how big they're going to get. I don't think I tilled my soil up loose enough for it to grow. We'll see. What else? I have garlic growing right now, parsley, cilantro, basil. And I'm not sure. I'm very bad at labeling, but I will tell you, whatever I sprinkled in a bag is all germinated. So I'm excited to see what that was.
Awesome. I like mystery plants.
Yeah, but I mean, I still have some raised beds I need to purchase. And then I need to get some more like cattle panel and stuff for my tomatoes.
The cattle panel is wonderful because it's so sturdy and you can use it year after year after year.
Yeah.
So it's great. Welcome in, Sister Winnie.
So I have spinach growing too. I'm thankful all that is still there. We have a lot of deer here, and I've had groundhogs that have burrowed and have come up and taken seeds. So I've done a couple of things. I've poured ammonia down their hole because that's a natural way to get rid of them. Have they left? No, ammonia didn't work. They're still around. And it's the ammonia from Dollar Tree. So I don't think it's really strong enough, to be honest. Then I found some stuff at Costco. It's just like a small little granulate like sand. It's supposed to deter rabbit, deer, and groundhog. So I did the perimeter of my garden with that and where the groundhogs are. Because they've been underneath my deck and everything. I don't need them ruining my foundation,
Yeah, and they are destructive. We have groundhogs here as well. My neighbor behind us has one, and then two houses down from us one house down from us has groundhogs. So far, they haven't been too much in our yard, but I think it's because our dogs are out there, the chickens are out there all day, so they kind of are staying away. And my husband dumps all the cat litter out. So
Okay. Well, yeah, we've been taking because our dogs are, I mean, they're inside dogs for the most part, to be honest. They don't go outside unless we're outside.
yeah, I think the animal urine is making a difference.
So I'm thinking, because we're taking our dogs closer to where they're at, and I'm not seeing them. I used to see them on a regular basis come out. They are cute, but they would come out and gather their grass and just kind of do back underneath.
Yeah, they're cute, but they're not that cute.
No, exactly. So, but yeah. So yeah, that's what my garden is doing. And then I have my chickens, which you've seen. My poor ladies out there. My rooster, he just nonstops.
Oh yeah.
Just nonstops. It's really bad. My other rooster wasn't like that. He was not like that at all. I think this one
too much rooster love, I'm telling you.
I think this one is like that because this is literally his first flock.
Yeah.
He's never had a flock of his own.
Well, I do appreciate you coming up, Tina.
Thanks,
It's
Susan.
a pleasure. Come back and see me again very soon. Very soon. I've got open dates in May for anybody that is looking. It's being dropped in the chat. So if anybody's interested in being on my lives, just send me an email. Let me know.
Thanks, everybody. It was nice to meet everybody and see some friends. Susan, I'm sure we'll chat later. So be blessed.
Thank you. You be blessed as well. Bye-bye. Well, y'all, that was an interesting discussion with Tina from Life in the Piedmont. She's in Virginia, and it's a beautiful place. I'd love to go visit there. I've been through Virginia before. It is very beautiful. We're going to get ready to close out because I do have a second live today. We're going to be doing a new collaboration, and it's a joint collaboration with Luann from Luann's Kitchen. I'm excited about that. We're going to begin it in May. I'm going to drop the link. It starts at 11:45, so y'all get the link. And I think that's the right link. I'm hoping that's what it is. I haven't done anything on here, so I'm assuming that's right. I'm going to read out of, I've got to turn my light on, y'all. So hang on, I got to reach over here so I can see. I'm going to read out of Matthew 25 and try to finish out the chapter. So we've got a few verses to go. We're going to start in verse 31 through the end of the chapter. And this is going to be our devotional time. If you have a prayer request, drop it in the chat and I will try to pick it up and get it on my list. Also, be checking all of those collaborations that are dropping. You want to be involved. Be involved. So, when the Son of Man shall come in glory and all of the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all the nations, and he shall separate them one from the other, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was and hungered, and you gave me meat, and I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in, naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave you a drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or a naked and clothed thee? Or when we saw thee sick or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done unto me of the least of these my brethren, you have done unto me. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungered, and ye gave no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then he shall say unto them also, answer him, saying, Lord, when we thee and hungered, Lord, when saw we thee hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you did it not to one of the least of these, you did it not to me. And these shall go away until everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So Jesus is talking about dividing the sheep from the goats. And there's actually a lot of information I could give you here. But I think he's talking basically to the church here. He's talking about to the church, or all the earthly churches, and telling them, you didn't do these things in my name. You didn't do this for me. You didn't help the homeless. You didn't help your neighbor. You didn't help somebody that came knocking at your door and wanted something to drink or something to eat. You didn't do these things. Or you saw somebody in a natural disaster and you didn't send them clothes and food and so forth. And so you didn't do it in my name. And so if you didn't do it in my name, I don't know you. So I really believe that is a message for the churches. But it goes further than that. There is a separating of the sheep and goats. It's happening today. We see it in society. There is a lot of believing that good is evil and evil is good. And so we're seeing a division line being planted all over in the secular world. So be one of those that is very giving and do it for the Lord. Don't do it for yourself. Do it for the Lord. He gave this at the end of his speech on the Mount of Olives. And it was a warning to the churches, I do believe, but it's also a warning to the world that you are going to be judged by your deeds, by what you do to help others. So that is a warning to both Christians and non-Christians alike to be prepared to help somebody else. Now, we don't always have money to help somebody else, but there's always something we can do. You can always stop and pray for somebody. You can give donations to, like, Gail's Broken Hearts Ministry. You can give donations to local ministries in your area. You can support your missionaries out of your church. Those are ways that we're actually doing the work that Christ is talking about here. We want to be a part of those ministries so that we can help in a viable way. But you can also help your neighbors, people in your community. So that is very much what that devotional was about. Let me go up here and make sure that I haven't missed anybody's prayer request. And I don't see any prayer requests, so we're going to go ahead and close this out. I thank you all for coming in. You are a blessing to me every time you show up here. You're a blessing to me. You're blessing my channel, and I appreciate your presence. Thank you, Father, for this day. Thank you for Tina, Father. Father, we ask you to undergird Tina, guard and protect her. Give her wisdom and understanding as she navigates the area that she lives in. and help us to do all of the things that we need to do on a daily basis to be prepared for whatever is coming. Father, ultimately, you are our first preparation. Getting into the Word of God, knowing your Word, and hiding it in our hearts, Father, that is number one prep for me and my family. Number two would be having clean water. Number three would be having food that is healthy and safe for us to eat. Four would be other preps that we need to do, Father. We cannot always prep completely, so we depend upon you. Thank you for the topics today, Father, and I hope that this was edifying unto you. Thank you for our friends that come through the live and in our chats and those that are just listening, Father. We are blessed by their presence. Thank you, Father, and we glorify your name. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and may you be fully blessed. Make sure you show up for the live after this one. It starts at 11:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we will be talking with Luann from Luann's Kitchen and Blackberry Rock Homestead. And we're going to be giving out a great new collaboration that you can jump in on. Be blessed.